Good morning, everyone. Myself, Dr. Sarita, and today we are going to do the poem Is Poetry Always Worthy When It Is Old? We are going to do this poem by Kalidasa, and later on we will continue with the poems under the same title, that is by Bhavbhuti and Bharthari. First, let me tell you something about Kalidasa. Kalidasa was a renowned Sanskrit poet and dramatist. He lived from the mid 4th to the early 5th century. He is regarded as the greatest person in classic Sanskrit literature. His birthplace possibly was somewhere in Malwa in central India. He described great praise of Ujjaini, so it is guessed that he was a resident of Ujjaini. The current legends are that he was a court poet of King Vikramaditya of Ujjaini. His works show his profound acquaintance about court life. He was a Brahmin by caste and was a devout worshipper of Lord Shiva. He described vividly the Himalayan scenes in his works, so it is concluded that he had traveled far and wide throughout the country. The name of Kalidasa itself means that he was a servant of the goddess Kali, that is Durga. Kalidasa's works achieved so much profundity and elegance that they have never been surpassed. Kalidasa's most famous play is Abhigyan Shakuntalam. Abhigyana Shakuntalam is a drama composed in the form of poetry. This drama describes the romantic love and adversity of a maiden, Shakuntala, whom King Dushyanta marries. The king, under a magic effect, forgets his bride, and when the ring was given by him to her, is discovered in the body of a fish and is given to him, he remembers her. Abhigyana Shakuntalam has been staged on the Western stage several times. The poet Kalidasa's other works are Vikrama Orvashi, Malvika Mitra, Raghuvansha and Meghadoot, Kumara Sambhava, etc. These are also his immortal plays. Telling you something about the poem under consideration, which we are going to study today. It's a poem. It's just a stanza of 4 lines. The poet Kalidasa questions here whether poetry is always significant when it becomes old. When poetry stands the test of time, that is, when time does not affect the worth of poetry, it signifies that poetry has real and intrinsic worth in it. In the second line of the stanza, the poet Kalidasa puts another question whether poetry becomes worthless due to being new. The poet leaves this question to be decided by a sensible reader whether it is true or not. The poet finally says that the foolish persons or the dull readers do not decide it themselves but leave it to be decided by other persons and tell the decision of it to them. They are unable to decide the worth of poetry and they depend on critics or other readers to tell them the worth or significance of poetry. Let me read the stanza out for you. Is poetry always worthy when it's old? And is it worthless then because it is new? Reader, decide yourself if this be true. Fools suspend judgment, waiting to be told. The poet puts 2 questions in this stanza of 4 lines whether poetry is always worthy when it is old, and whether poetry is worthless because it is new. Kalidasa says that a sensible reader himself should decide whether it is true or not. He himself should decide the significance of poetry. Only the foolish readers cannot decide themselves the worth of poetry and await other readers or critics to tell them the real and intrinsic worth of poetry. Let's continue with the next small stanza poem by Bhavabhuti. I'll read out the stanza, but before that, let me introduce you to the poet Bhavabhuti, that is. Bhavabhuti's lifetime probably was the latter half of the 7th century AD. He was a resident of Padampur in Vidarbha in South India. His father's name was Nilakant and his mother's name was Jatukarni. He was a Brahmin by caste. He was a devout worshipper of Lord Shiva. Many shlokas were composed by him in the praise of Lord Shiva. It is learned from Kalhan's work Rajatarangini that Bhavabhuti was the court poet of Raja Yashovarma of Kannauj. His active life as a poet is supposed to be from 1693 to 729 AD. He had an extraordinary command over Sanskrit. His style of writing is narrative. In his works, great genius and scholarship are found. His works are full of description of beautiful scenes of nature. His major works are Mahavir Charit, Uttar Ram Charit, Malti Madhava. Mahavir Charit is his first play in which Ram's marriage, Ram's exile, Sita's abduction, Rama's coronation have been described. His fame as a dramatist is based chiefly on Uttar Ramcharit. In Uttar Ramcharit, Ram's biography after his coronation has been described. In the play Malti Madhava, the love and marriage of Malti and Madhava have been described. Malti Madhava is a purely imaginative story. The plot of the play Malti Madhava is very attractive. In Bhavabhuti's dramas, extraordinary characterization, plot construction, exquisite language and style are found. Bhavabhuti also composed shlokas on the principles of poetry and criticism. Let me read the stanza out for you. If learned critics publicly deride my verse, well, let them. Not for them I wrought. One day a man shall live to share my thoughts, for time is endless and the world is wide. In this stanza of 4 lines, Bhavabhuti expresses his indifference to the adverse criticism of his poetry made by some learned critics. He says that if some learned critics consider his poetry to be of no worth and ridicule it, let them do so. He says that he does not care at all for such adverse criticism. Moreover, he declares that he did not compose his poetry for such critics who find fault with his poetry unnecessarily without understanding the significance of it. Bhavabhuti has full confidence that a day will come when a man will understand the worth of his poetry and appreciate it. Such a man will share his thoughts embodied in his poetry. Bhavabhuti further says that time is endless and the world is wide. The world is not coming to an end with these critics who ridicule his poetry. Bhavabhuti is sure that in future his poetry will be appreciated and his thoughts in his poetry will be shared by people. Thus, Bhavabhuti expresses his optimism about his poetry and thoughts. We will continue with Bharthari in the next video, and for now, this much. Thank you.